right, welcome everybody to round 4. We're looking at AlexandrosGray's side, get some Skycrag aggro on our lives. Maybe this deck can take down the boogeyman of Sling. There's a lot of boogeymans, and it's going to be really confusing when DWD creates a new card called the Boogeyman. Then you're not going to be able to use that one either.
No, that would be so bad.
We're going to run out of funny names to say.
Yeah.
All right, Alexandra's going to toss the first one back. First off, thank you so much, Prakalakin, for the sub. Sorry for the delay, but we really appreciate subbing. And with that Prime sub for 5 months, thank you so much for supporting the stream and for supporting the series. AromaNova going to go down to 6, keeping a hand of a Strategize, Sling of the Chi, Torch, and Permafrost. I'm really curious if this is going to be similar to the last matchup, where it's not as much about Sling and it's more about getting your early Wraths and keeping the board clear. Because it kind of feels like that's what's going to happen, but I guess we'll see how this has to play out.
I think that is correct, and that's sort of why the Prowling Amarok also has become like such a staple, because this Aegis is so like it makes a big difference.
Magicite, thank you so much for the follow, much appreciated, Magicite. All right, let's put a Shogun Scepter on a 2/2. Gotta love it. This is taking me back. All right,
I
now
think this is trying to take advantage of the tandem attack as much as possible. So, like, that's why you see the Grenadin drone. You know, this Shogun Scepter creating more units.
I love it. The Shogun Scepter. This synergy is so nice. Get a Shogun Scepter on an Aegis Amarok, and that also provides the tandem for that. Is actually really sweet synergy.
It's actually very like unfortunate for Alexandros that the first power he played, of course, was depleted. So otherwise he could have gone Grenadin Drone into turn 2 Amarok and actually trigger the Amarok on the turn it's played, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's true. Well, AromaNova going to use some resources to answer it. AlexandrosGray is going to keep that Oni Ronin. Oh, look at this. Pyromage into a Grenadin Drone. Nice. And then holding off the second Grenadin Drone to make sure we dodge a Tamaris or a Hailstorm here. Also has a Blazing Salvo. What can that get? Backlash. I guess nothing you can cast this turn, but...
The Entangling Vines might actually be like pretty key in this matchup, because well, that on Ice Bolt, of course, like they get rid of the big units, which is something that was pretty lacking in the other matchups we've seen, is that there was no way to remove the large units as blockers.
Right. Also, you gotta love this. Thanks to the War Cry on the Oni Ronin, the Grenadin Drone was actually a 2/2. So actually didn't die to the Tamaris there. That's huge for Alexandros. And then using this Charging Dragon.
Dodging as well. The Thunder of Wings dodging the Tamaris is so like key as well.
I mean, AromaNova had to do it. It's not like there was another option, but it actually played out fairly well for Alexandros here. Sudden Schism is what AromaNova is going to draw. It's going to grab off that Transpose, I should say. And then Zhou the draw here. So let's Treasure Trove it up. Going to hit a Primal Sigil. Follow it up with a Sling of the Chi.
Sling being down is, pretty helpful if they can draw something to trigger the damage. It might just be a little too late, though. Is there a Seer in Alex's marker? Oh, wait, there's a Face Aegis. Won't matter.
All right, another copy of Zhou, so another Treasure Trove redraw, basically. Ooh, and did hit a Tamaris off the redraw, so... All right.
But of course that, the dragon dodges it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The dragon dodges it. So well done, AlexandrosGray. Going to take that game number 1 here over AromaNova. As we mentioned last game, both these players probably making it in to top 8 tonight either way, regardless of what happens. But
so, yeah.
They want to win, and obviously help get that seed as well would help. Quick game 1, though. Yeah, Alexandros did. I don't know how much of it was intentional and how much credit to the deck building or how much was just kind of fortunate how it played out, but it felt like that hand just dodged AromaNova's Wraths and removal really well, really effectively.
Yeah. But if one of those would have been a hailstorm, like different story completely.
True. All right, game 2, let's go. Alexandros up 1 game, looking at a hand of Oni, Ronin, Houndmaster. These hands are funny. They're almost like weird mirrors of each other, where Alexandros has all power, and then a Ronin and a Houndmaster. AromaNova has all power, Permafrost, Islands Favor, Islands Favor. It's like too much power, just too much power, and really cheap threats, and just too much power and really cheap answers. So AromaNova gonna throw that one back. So 4 power Kenna Hailstorm. That Hailstorm I think is pretty good. Alexandros is on the play again here.
Kenna is also one of those cards that just like stalls out this aggro deck so hard.
Alexandros also going to go down to 6 here. Going to get Auto Tread, Oni Ronin, and Champion of Fury. So if you like aggro, Alexandros has the deck for you. But unfortunately, that Hailstorm is just sitting there. Do you just fire off this Permafrost here?
No, I don't think so.
It's a waste, right? You know you're going to Hailstorm on turn 3. So you could save some damage with it, but...
I would not be surprised if that Hailstorm, like, the Hailstorm with the Kenna as a backup is... I think that locked up the game here.
Yeah. Ace says in chat that the secret is that every game with this version of the deck is not really about Sling. Yeah. I guess we're learning that. I mean, we've seen Sling featured, 3 times tonight? And how many times has the card Sling of the Chi actually been relevant? I think one of those games, maybe? 0 to 1?
No, 0. I think
0? 0? Yeah.
Like, maybe in one game for the card draw, but...
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't think at any point is the Sling player, like... I think they would have rather seen a Tamaris, a Hailstorm, or something of that sort every time over a Sling.
Yeah, and that could be just the matchups, right? We most of the rounds we featured have been aggro matchups.
For sure, yeah.
All right, so Alexandros here could play out this Auto Tread. I think you have to. It's like, I know you don't want to get it swept away again, but if you don't play it out, like, you're not winning the game on the back of that 3-2. So I think you're going to have to play it out.
And I think just the fact that you can discard a card already to make it out of range of the Obstructive Flicker and the Tamaris is...
For sure.
But yeah, you don't get through this this Kenna.
All right, second copy of Auto Tread. So that's going to, plus the Invasive Species, that's going to put some out there, but... AromaNova does have a Kenna, a Face Aegis, and 8 health to go with. Second Kenna here is going to take out one of those Auto Treads. Plus a Torch, too, and a Permafrost.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how Alexandros is coming back from this.
Don't think so. Well, Permafrost hit for 2.
Yep. Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Keep chipping away, little by little. The problem is that AromaNova, even if they didn't have removal, doesn't have to attack either. It can just sit back until they draw
and
more.
The Warped Rust there as well.
How about that Rust? Yeah. Can attack in, why not? Add a copy to the market and Champion of Fury the draw, but that's not getting through the stop sign.
Well, at least you can like bait out the full swing from AromaNova here. But yeah, I don't think there's any realistic way that AromaNova would fall for that, because all you have to do is attack with Roast twice and then full swing afterwards.
Yeah, there's no reason. There's no reason for AromaNova to take any risks here in this game.
Yeah. Is there any direct damage to face in Alexandros' market?
Backlash can deal 2. Rampage can give Overwhelm, but not really, no.
Yeah, in that case, it looks pretty sealed up here.
Yeah, Salvo. This is just lethal for AromaNova, though, as you mentioned. Swings. I think you called it perfectly, right? swing, Ross, swing with both.
I think though Alexandros is like holding up Salvo. Oh, it doesn't have a card to swap out for Salvo,
No,
of course. So
yeah.
he needs to just chump block. I was
Man,
thinking maybe he was holding Salvo for the Ice Bolt, but yeah,
my
with no
poor
card to
boy
swap
losing
out.
overwhelm here. Poor Giant
Yeah.
suffered for the sins of Sling right here. There was nothing wrong with Roast himself.
I think if we go down that path, even-handed Golem has a pretty large criminal record.
True. All right, Blazing Salvo with a card to pitch, but I don't think it's keeping AlexandrosGray alive. Pack it in, go to
No.
game 3. That's going to be it. All right. AromaNova tying it up 1 game apiece. Head into that critical game 3. Let's see if there's any results from the back tables. We got Dumpster Baby. Started off 0-3, now gets a bye, so don't worry, you're still going to get 1 point for coming out tonight. And more importantly, Dumpster Baby, after this next round, we're going to take a look at your deck because we didn't get to feature it, but Ash wanted to talk about it, so you're getting your deck tag anyway. And then RNG took it 2-0 over Martin. So still lots of games still going here on the back end. All right, game 3, they're ready. Alexandros versus AromaNova. Hell, that's a good keeper. That's a hand if I've seen one.
Yep. The Aegis is going to be pretty key here.
Good old Snowcrust Yeti with the torch. AromaNova has Hailstorm and Tamaris plus a Ross to back it up, so also a good hand.
Wow, I was just about to say, like, basically this punishes any hand that doesn't feature, like, double Hailstorm, double Tamaris, or a combination of the two, but...
Oh, wow.
Throw
Alexander's throwing it back. Wow. Not saying that's wrong, but that's aggressive because that was a perfectly playable hand. Alexandros saying that's not a winner. You know, that's not a way to beat what AromaNova's got going, so... Gonna hear credit. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't see how, like... I don't see what the better option is, or would have been. Because everything else, like all these other 1-drops died to Tamaris or Hailstorm, right? And at least the Yetis force him to have 2. Because now you just like create a board and it just dies on turn 2 or on turn 3.
Yeah, I guess you have better tandem plays here because you have that Houndmaster, but you're right, this board just... I guess you can get auto tread out of range, but... Yeah.
The auto tread doesn't get out of range of Hailstorm, though.
That's true. It does not get out of range of Hailstorm. It just gets out of range of the Tamaris. You can feel AromaNova just licking his lips over there, just waiting. All right, come on. Like, let me just take my turn 3, 4, 5 here.
For sure, yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good 3, 4, 5 too. Also got that Kenna. Another copy of Tamaris.
That's just too hard to fight through, I reckon.
Well, and the tough thing about the aggro deck in this position too is you're forced to hold back, right? Because you don't want to lose the Houndmaster, you don't want to lose your other 1 or 2 drops, so you sort of slow play them out. But that almost kills you also, because then you're slow playing units as the aggro deck that needs to go under and win quickly, and you do that by playing out units. So it's sort of you're screwed either way, right?
I think you just need you just need a hand like his first hand where you win through a single board wipe effect, and of course you still don't win through 2, but you're never going to win through 2 anyway. So you might as well try and win through 1.
Yeah, it's a good point. Kind of going to take out the other one. Looking at AromaNova's hand, I'm not sure there's much Alexandros could have done, honestly. I'm not sure that there's a hand that could have beaten AromaNova's double Tamaris Hailstorm kind of into Rost hand. That seems pretty hard to beat by any aggro deck, but yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, that is very rough.
Second Tamaris here. That's just going to pop the Aegis on both of these. Seeing a torch, going to leave that torch on top. Alessandro's going to probably just double up some damage here to take care of that Kenna. Yeah, you mentioned that Entangling Vines. That could come up relevant, taking out 2 blockers. But unfortunately, AromaNova still at 18, going down to 12 here, but this Hailstorm is just going to stop
Yeah, and
Alexandros.
there won't even be a way to
Nope.
trigger the Houndmaster after that either.
Nope. Vines aren't going to do anything when you don't have any units. Houndmasters doesn't do as much when you don't have a second unit to help trigger Tandem. 3rd copy of Tamaris drawn by AromaNova. Oh man, I wonder if you just do it again. Sling of the Chi.
Yeah.
Torch. Yep. Well played by AromaNova. Definitely understood what this matchup was about. Seems like a pretty tough matchup for the aggro deck.
For sure, yeah. And just still always keeping that one blocker open. There's nothing that Alexandros can do.
Yeah. You're in bad shape when you draw Champion of Fury and you just say, no. There's just no reason to play it.
Yep. Because even here, all you can realistically do is pump 4 damage through, and then, okay, you get a AromaNova on 8, but he's just not going to attack for 2 turns, and then, then you're still.
AromaNova's in no hurry. That's fine.
Yeah.
Also, plenty of options, right? Or just Tamaris, and then it's totally fine. Can even Crafty, yeah, I can even Crafty for a blocker and still attack for 4, probably. No reason to keep up 2 blockers. And that's going to be it. Alexandros going to throw in the towel. Congratulations, Aroma.